The gun-toting driver in the viral road rage incident has apologized again during the Senate hearing today. Gonzalez also claimed that he is a victim too. Retailers are left with no choice but to follow the price ceiling on rice as executive order took effect starting today. And President Bongbong Marcos says the Philippines is ready to host the 2026 ASEAN Summit. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. A Senate committee has started its inquiry into the viral road rage incident in Quezon City. Former police officer Willie Gonzalez, the gun-toting driver in the video, apologized for assaulting the cyclist and drawing a gun at him. He also claimed that the victim punched his car wearing gloves with hard knuckles, something that Senator Bato de la Rosa belied.
Humingi po ako ng tawad sa parte pong yung pangbabato ko at yung pagbunot ko at yung pagkasa ko. Kung hindi naman po sinuntok yung kotse ko, siguro yung bangga lang ko sa bumper ko, pagpapasensyahan ko na eh.
Ito rin itong picture na ito, na nagsasabi na wala siyang gloves. Alam mo, Mr. Gonzales, kahit ano sabihin mo, ang tao na nanonood, sabihin nila na dati kang pulis. Kaya naman kung palagi nalang sabihin ng mga pulis sinungaling.
Malapit po ako sa kanya sa distansya niya, kaya kitang-kita ko po, naka-gloves po siya. Mamatay man po ang buong pamilya ko. Hindi
so,
po
may damay pamilya mo sa kasinungalingan mo.
The cyclist involved in the incident, Alan Bandiola, also appeared in the hearing. While he admitted that he slapped Gonzalez's vehicle, Bandiola explained that the former cop left him with no choice.
Yun lang po talagang pinakakasalanan ko, yung matapik ko yung ano niya. Siguro na po, ng time na yun, baka wala po siya sa mood. Sa akin lang po talaga yung galit niya siguro, nang natapik ko yung kotse niya. First time ko pong ginawa yun sa buong buhay ko, ang magtapik ng kotse. Hindi, napasok lang po talaga siya doon sa bike lane, nagawa ko lang po talaga yun. Dahil wala na po akong choice.
On that note, senators are pushing for stiffer penalties for road rage suspects. No less than Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri recommended the creation of a special law against the road raging. He said that the law would allow the government itself to file a complaint against the violator even if the victim refuses to press charges. Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs Chairperson Senator Bato de la Rosa backs the proposal, saying he is ready to file his own version. President Bongbong Marcos says the Philippines is ready to be the chair and host of the ASEAN Summit in 2026. Marcos, in his intervention, assured that the country will fortify the foundations of the member states' community building. The president then said it will count on the support of fellow member states while continuing to work with partners to strengthen the ASEAN community. Marcos Jr. is currently in Jakarta, Indonesia for the 43rd edition of the summit. After Indonesia, the chairmanship will be next turned over to Laos. The Philippines last hosted the ASEAN Formal Summit in 2017 under the time of then-President Rodrigo Duterte. We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. Some rice retailers are at risk of closing down due to possible profit losses from the imposed price ceiling on the staple. Shyla Francisco tells us more.
Customers crowded stalls, which resulted in long lines in Mega Q-Mart this Tuesday morning as they scrambled to buy cheaper rice. President Bongbong Marcos's Executive Order 39 takes effect today, setting a price cap of 41 pesos per kilo for regular milled rice and 45 pesos a kilo for well-milled. Due to high demand, retailers were forced to limit each purchase to within 5 kilos of rice only.
Nagulat siyempre. Kapag ako nakabili ng bigas.
Ano yung sitwasyon ngayon, nanay?
Napakahirap. Dalawang kilo lang. Ngayon, gusto kong bumili ng 5 kilo, hindi ako makabili.
Pero mga pamurang bigas dito, napakaabot ng 60 ang bigas ngayon. Napakamahal. Yung sabi ni BBM, hanggang 20 lang daw. Ngayon, grabe na. Kawawa naman kami, mahihirap lang kami. Nang ganyan, ngayon mataas na ang bigas. Magkano ang sahod namin?
The Quezon City and San Juan City local government, along with the Agriculture and Trade departments, inspected several markets. This is to check if sellers are compliant with the price cap. All retailers are selling within the 45 peso a kilo price ceiling. However, some admitted that they were not supposed to open today.
Wala kami pang 41, 45 na mako.
Ba't kayo napilitan magbukas?
Pinagbukas kami kasi kailangan din ng tao.
Retailers say they are losing as much as 5 pesos per kilo of rice now that they are selling at lower prices. This is why they are not sure whether they can sustain selling at cheaper prices.
Lugi kami doon sa bigas. Pagod lang kami, ma'am. Pagod lang po ang habol namin dyan. Wala naman kami tubo dyan, ma'am. Hindi ako magtinda nito, ma'am. Kasi kato niya may tsura, ma'am. Pangit naman eh. Yung tsura naman, ma'am, madilaw. Kahit sinong tao na, ma'am, di man bibili niya, ma'am. Wala pang bibili sa akin ito ngayon. Ito, ma'am, 45 pwede. Maganda eh. Pero itong 41, wala.
Authorities say violators of the price ceiling may face jail time of 1 to 10 years and a fine of 5,000 to 1 million pesos per the Price Act. This is on top of penalties each local government might implement. The Interior Department, though, is not keen on penalizing violators right away.
Nakita nyo naman, itong araw na to, wala kami pinakulong. Wala kami pinakulong, siniseta sila, information drive kami, no? Ganun tayo kaluwang muna. Makiisa muna kayo, please. Sa susunod na araw, medyo magiging stricto tayo.
For its part, the DA will hand out 15,000 pesos per retailer to help recover their losses. This will come from the Social Welfare Department's funds. Local officials are also mulling discounts or waiving of rental fees. Lawmakers have also earmarked another 2 billion pesos to aid rice retailers. Shyla Francisco, we are One News.
If you still find the cap price of rice expensive, the Health Department suggests some alternatives to the staple. DOH Undersecretary Eric Tayag noted that one should not lessen their calorie intake just because of the rising costs of rice. He explained that corn, sweet potato, and vegetables can be a good alternative.
Maraming paraan po na pwede pong i-substitute natin sa kanin, hindi lang kamote, hindi lang mais. Nandiyan po yung ibang mga gulay na hindi lamang tayo mabubusog, ay magiging sapat pa yung sustansyang makukuha po natin.
We now give you a quick look at today's other top stories. President Bongbong Marcos attends several events for the 43rd Association of Southeast Asian Nations or ASEAN Summit in Indonesia. During the plenary session there, the president said that the Philippines is ready to lead the implementation of ASEAN guidelines on migrant workers. Marcos stressed that the policy should provide assistance to all stages of crisis preparedness, response, and recovery. The Philippine Coast Guard has responded to an oil spill in the vicinity waters of Naga City in Cebu. Approximately 500 liters of automotive diesel oil spilled from MTAG Sugbo 2. The distressed vessel reportedly encountered a hull damage inside the engine room. A hole in the vessel's starboard quarter caused flooding in the steering room and ultimately led to the tugboat sinking. Oil spill recovery operations are still ongoing. ABS-CBN will appeal the 12-day suspension of noontime show It's Showtime. The network will file a motion for reconsideration against the MTRCB's initial decision. ABS-CBN believes that the show did not commit any violations. The suspension stems from the show's Isip Bata segment where hosts Vice Ganda and Ayon Perez allegedly committed indecent acts. In sports, 7 Gilas members who played in the FIBA World Cup are also on the initial list for the Asian Games in China later this month. Those retained from the World Cup roster are Kiefer Rovena, Scotty Thompson, R.R. Pugoy, Junmar Fajardo, CJ Perez, Japeth Aguilar, and Jamie Malonzo. Also in the roster are Chris Newsom, Calvin Oftana, Brandon Ganuelas-Rosser, and naturalized players Justin Brownlee and Ange Kwame. Both Brownlee and Kwame are deemed eligible for the ASEAN since the only rule is that they should have a valid Philippine passport. The list also includes Chot Reyes and Tim Cone as head coach and assistant coach respectively. The Philippine Olympic Committee said the list was submitted prior to the July 25 deadline. The final roster for the Hangzhou Games will be announced on Thursday. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.